Lost is on.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Bite Size Media, a subsidiary of Off Slate Media. We are again watching Lost.
Yeah.
Because we think it's good. We think. Anyway, this week, I think we are diving into Locke's origins.
Yes. Yeah. This is the 4th episode, Walkabout. Which I
know a little something about walking, don't I?
I was going to say, Jake.
I relate to this episode.
I was going to say, you're going to relate to this episode. I don't remember how much, because again, we're going to say this every week, how much is revealed about him. All I know for sure is it's the reason behind why he was in Australia, and there's going to be, I think this will tell us, like, the whole twist of, like, because he's walking on the island.
Yeah.
And he was in a wheelchair.
Yeah, and
on
also
the plane. So
it's what, fourth episode of its season.
Yeah,
I feel like we've had a couple since we've had like a big secret twist.
Well, the Kate one was kind of Kate's the one who was under arrest, was kind of the big and that was just last week. But yeah, and we've seen the wheelchair, right? There's like a shot of the wheelchair on the beach and the pilot, I think.
Yeah.
And it's like, whose wheelchair was that?
Right.
So, and I think this is the episode where it's revealed, and that's all I really remember.
Oh,
because
and
again,
they did the whole thing. Well, do you want to know a secret? Is probably
Right.
what he told him.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's right. But that was before they played backgammon, right?
I still have yet to learn backgammon. I remember watching this for the first time ever and thinking, I should learn how to play backgammon. Haven't done it. It's been almost 20 years, probably.
My parents had a backgammon set that was bigger, and it was like a little, I say briefcase. It's not like anything pricey. But, you you open it up, and it's the game. Because the usual, it's just a smaller version. It was like, it had a handle, too.
Uh-huh.
And I remember using that to carry sheet music for a play once. Because I was like, I need something to carry this. And I'm going to just dump all the things into like a bin, and then just use this to carry my music. I did that like once. I thought it was pretty funny. Don't know whatever happened to that set. But yeah. Locke's backstory episode. I don't know how much we know because again they stretch out because it's like Locke's story is this, but this will probably be this little sliver of it because we have more Locke episodes in the future.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm excited to watch this. I remember really liking this one. I'm surprised it's this early, but we said that the last few weeks.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Again, it's one of those things where it all happens at once in our head because we've seen it all, and seeing it segmented out is part of the journey, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I'm ready.
They got anything else? Everybody ready?
Yep.
Let's get lost. Welcome back, everybody. We just watched the 4th episode of Lost, titled Walkabout. I like it. I relate to it, obviously, for various reasons. I have a favorite character update.
Oh?
Are you ready? The hero of this story, Vincent.
A couple episodes later, and we're already changing to the dog, who did alert everyone that there was a
warthog.
Boar. No, a boar.
A boar.
There's a difference.
Wonder if he called him Mr. Pig.
Pig. It's a pretty big pig for a piglet too. That's what's nuts.
Yeah.
150 pounds. Yeah.
I was gonna say I hit 150 pounds.
Also, how did Locke drag back a 250 pound? It was never clear. Was he going for the mama or was he going for the piglet?
He was going for the piglet.
Okay.
Still though, it takes him all his might to drag one back. It's like, could you imagine dragging?
When he had to do it with his belt too. Did you see? I never saw that before. I never thought about how he drug it back. He dragged it back by putting his belt on the thing and dragging it back. That had to be.
That was just for show. He had help. You didn't see it.
Oh, okay.
And it wasn't
the monster that helped him.
Uh-huh.
And it wasn't like they were a couple yards away from camp. This is like deep in the woods too.
Over terrain.
Yeah.
Or anyway, did you have a favorite new character?
I'm not necessarily going to change anything right now, but I do tend to fluctuate between like Charlie and Sawyer and Hurley. Yeah. I mean,
How do you not
how can
love
you not
Hurley?
like Hurley?
I know.
Yeah. But I'll stay where I am for now, but yeah.
All right. Yeah, I'm still locked in to my
Although
pick.
I'll say, especially after this episode, Shannon might be my new least favorite.
Do you want me to change
Yeah,
that?
go ahead. Go ahead. I'll join you there.
Nope. Kate.
Locke? The way she said Locke when he's laying on his back.
She dropped Saeed's work, too.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
What a jerk.
Michael got gored by the pig.
No, Michael got bored.
Bored. Michael.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, for it being as serious as they were talking about, he was walking on it pretty easily.
Also, I like how we got to get him back to camp, and 5 minutes later, let's stop here so I can play with the radio.
Yeah.
And he even said, shouldn't the guy with the gored leg be the one that calls the brakes? She climbs all the way up that tree and just drops that thing right away.
I hate her.
That's fair.
We get to know a little bit more about Rose. She's kind of been sitting off by herself the whole time because she's convinced Bernard, her husband, is still alive, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
well, I mean, she said that. Is this like the first kind of real idea that the tail people might still be alive? Because I know they've said, oh yeah, the plane broke in half over the island. We only see the whatever. I don't know if they've mentioned it might have gone down somewhere else on the island, or if they think it's in the ocean or what. But if it's in the ocean, they would have had bodies wash up, probably.
Well, yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, and then Locke's backstory. We talked about how we remember the whole thing, so it's like, what little sliver are we going to get? And I thought this is the one where we see how he ended up in a wheelchair, and then as it's happening, oh no, it's going to build to that last shot of the flashback where it reveals.
Yeah. So thinking about that, it makes the most sense to tell their backstories backward, like the way that they did.
Yep. Yeah.
Because you're like, oh, it's a big mystery now. He's paralyzed, but like how?
Yeah.
And like how can he walk? And the show is very good at building mystery, I think. Maybe not so great at answering it at times, but
Yeah.
Yeah, and like same with Kate's backstory. Like, what did she do?
mm-hmm. It makes all the sense in the world when you think about it. Okay, we're seeing it in reverse because
They don't have any answers yet.
they hadn't written the answers yet.
It's going to be a running thing throughout the show, and at the end, they didn't have any answers. Yeah. I remember this is the first time I'd ever heard what a walkabout was.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, I remember going to keep going back to when the only time I've watched it.
Uh-huh.
You know, I'm like 15, 16. I'd never heard of a walkabout.
Yep.
You know where I first heard about a walkabout?
Wait, let me guess. Crocodile Dundee.
No.
Oh, thank goodness.
Worse.
Overrated.
Worse than that.
Crocodile Dundee 2.
No, that's the better one of the two.
I've never seen it.
It's the better one of the two.
Does he have a knife?
Yes. No, Rocco's Modern Life.
That makes sense. Ew, 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 ew. That's my head.
I love that show.
Oh, baby, oh, baby. Hey, that's what Helen's job is.
I had completely forgot about Helen.
He said Helen, and I think I went, wait, Helen, and then you said something too, like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I forgot all about that. So Helen, from what they've alluded to, because I don't remember, she's like someone he pays to talk to, or could be a over-the-phone sex worker.
Yeah,
One of
like
the
that.
two. It was just
Yeah.
that they've not met in person because it's not supposed to function that way. So
Right.
he's like, I have 2 tickets, and she has to tell him, that's not how this works.
Yeah.
You know I can't do that with a customer. And I'm like, okay. I couldn't remember if Helen was like an ex-wife or a girlfriend or something,
Right.
but then when it's like, okay.
We have more Locke episodes this season, though, right?
Let's see. Yes, Deus Ex Machina, episode 19.
Okay, so near the end.
Yep, and then that's the only other one solely Locke because, of course, the 3-part finale is various backstory, various flashbacks, like a lot of them are.
I just wonder, like, what else could there be to the story, though? Like, I don't remember. I remember it all, like you said, I remember all at once. I don't remember how it's paced out.
Yeah.
But, like, looking at it like this, like, what could the story be?
I don't know how much we want to talk about, but I've got some memories of it in here that. But anyway, I don't know.
Yeah.
I will say one thing. As a person who has always had a disability, I don't remember the first time I watched this, but like watching it now, I'm like, oh, him saying, "Don't tell me what I can't do." I say that all the time. That's like a mantra of a person with a disability. I can't believe I didn't get clued into that when I was watching that as a kid. Maybe I did. As a kid, I was a teenager.
I was gonna say you were like what, a junior in high school?
I was half my own age.
Oh my gosh.
No, I was.
I know. Like, oh wow.
Yeah.
More than half, less than half my age because I'm 38 and I would have been 16 or 17 as a junior.
Yeah. And they say that line over and over. That don't tell me I can't do it. And then of course the Aussie guy, the agency guy, is like, yes, I can, or whatever. No, you can't.
I still think it's funny that he's just in the office yelling at him.
It's called, we don't have permits to shoot outside this location. Let's just stay inside.
I think it's more, we might have the ADA come after us if we physically show a man keeping a person with a disability out of a bus.
Or, again, maybe Locke wheeling after the bus may not have the desired dramatic effect.
I don't think that would have played out like that, though.
I don't mean in terms of serious. I mean it might have not looked the most convincing.
Or even just like if he tries to follow him and tips the wheelchair over on the threshold of the door. Like that would have been more effective to me than he's yelling in his
and he's not
office.
Following him.
Yeah, like he turns around and starts to go towards him, but like he can't get, like, does he not know he can't get through the window? I think about it differently again as a person with a disability. So.
Very, very well blocked and structured way to reveal that. Like you can see, if you know what's going to happen, you can see the clues.
Oh yeah.
Because he's sitting in every single scene, but he's at his desk, he's at a table, during his lunch break.
He's on the bed.
He's on the bed, on the phone, at nighttime,
Yeah.
And then, of course, sitting at the agency, it's like, it makes sense why up to that point you wouldn't have guessed. And then when it cuts to that shot where he's in the wheelchair, wheeling back, it's like, oh, that's actually pretty effective. And you never see the back of the chair either. There's always something blocking it or the way the camera's positioned. I remember the reaction the first time too. It's like, oh, because when the episode starts and he's wiggling his toes, if you don't know it, he's making sure he has feeling.
Right.
But then afterwards, it's something happened with that crash where now he has function again and he can walk. Which is why he's the only one like chill with what's going on. Yeah. Because this is kind of his walkabout.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's also how he becomes so attached to the island and not wanting to leave.
Which makes perfect sense.
Yeah. Also, the first time we see the island produce the ghosts, like where people start seeing because that becomes a more prominent thing, if I remember correctly. I think everybody sees their own person.
And good grief, the sound design and music of this are so effective. Like just putting these discs in, already the music sets the tone before we even start the episode. But just the sounds it makes when Jack is walking towards his figure right before Locke comes out with the pig, the boar.
And then the way it cuts to commercial.
Yeah, and of course the opening and closing, it's sound. It's not necessarily music. It's just kind of like one or two tones.
I definitely think it's a show for a generation, for sure.
Kind of emulates everything about early 2000s network television.
It might even be the thing that set the tone for mid-2000s television.
Yeah.
Because I remember after this noticing all the shows that were completely overarching stories, not just overarching stories that had several, several different episodes between them.
Yeah.
Such like Smallville and all that.
All that? The Nick show? The skit
No.
show?
No.
That's in the 90s. That had an
That was a
overarching
great
story.
show.
Well, I think that's all I have. We're starting to get to the run where, yep, we'll talk about this character for a second. Oh, we'll talk about this character in this episode.
Yeah.
We're starting to get into the
This is
swing of things.
what do you think Locke saw come out of the jungle with that cut? Do you think he saw the monster, or do you think he saw the boar?
I think he saw the monster.
Yeah.
I think the smoke monster, for some reason that we don't remember,
We don't know.
without saying too far ahead, didn't kill him.
We don't know.
Right.
At this point in the show, I know we know, but at this point in the show, we don't know it's a smoke monster yet, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
But we know it didn't kill him for some reason.
Yep.
But we'll figure that out in probably 20 episodes. Because, again, we don't focus on him for a while. A good while. Wow.
I don't even think we're going to find out then, but...
We have 2 Jack episodes before we even get to another Locke episode.
Oh. Is the Jack episode the next one?
Yes.
Oh, I don't like that one. If I remember it correctly.
It's his
It's
first one outside the plane.
Is
surgeries.
It the one where we see him get his tattoo?
I don't remember. That's
I don't know.
next week.
All right. Well, anybody else got anything else to say?
Nope.
All right. Well, that was episode 4 of Lost, season 1, titled Walkabout. We had a great time talking about it. We will continue next week with, like we said, White Rabbit. If you want to check us out before then, Jared, where can they find us?
You can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, The Funny, TikTok, and X.
Formerly known as Twitter.
And you can listen to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and Havens YouTube. Like, subscribe, comment, ring our notification bell. Make sure you do that thing so you can get all our new videos. And check out our groovy website.
And with that, I guess until next week, we'll get lost.